Are you tired of trading your dreams for a paycheck? What if I told you there's a better way, one that doesn't take decades to achieve? What if you could break free, live on your terms, and make success happen without waiting for retirement? Stick around, because we're breaking down the most powerful lessons inspired by the famous book, The 4-Hour Workweek, that can help you escape the rat race, redefine success, and start living the life you truly want. Faster than you thought possible. Let's get started. Stop waiting for the right time. Let's start with a hard truth. The perfect moment doesn't exist. How often have you told yourself, "I'll take that trip next year," or "I'll start my side hustle when I have more time"? The reality is, waiting for the stars to align is just a way of procrastinating. Tim Ferriss calls this the someday disease. That someday never comes. If there's something you want to do, whether it's starting an online business, learning a new skill, or even taking a well-deserved break, the time to start is now. Action creates momentum, and momentum builds results. Think about it. Do you really want to look back at your life 10 years from now and realize you were stuck because you waited for conditions to be just right? Probably not. Freedom is the new rich. Let me ask you this. Would you rather have $1 million in your bank account, or the freedom to work when, where, and how you want? Most people think wealth is about money, but true wealth is about time and freedom. Picture this. It's a Tuesday afternoon, and you're sitting on a beach in Bali, sipping fresh coconut water, while your laptop sits closed in your bag. You're not tied to a desk. You're not waiting for a 2-week vacation approved by someone else. That's the essence of what Ferriss calls the new rich. It's not about accumulating things. It's about creating a life that feels rich every single day. Leverage over hustle. Here's a game changer. Working harder doesn't always mean earning more. The old school mindset tells us to grind for 40 years and then enjoy retirement. But Ferriss argues that it's smarter to work less by working smarter. Take the Pareto principle, for example, also known as the 80-20 rule. It says 80% of your results come from just 20% of your actions. Think about it. How much time do you spend doing things that don't actually move the needle? If you can identify the 20% that truly matters, you can double down on those activities and eliminate the rest. Ferriss applied this by creating automated systems for his business, freeing him up to live life on his own terms. You can do the same. Whether it's outsourcing repetitive tasks or using AI tools to streamline your work, there are countless ways to free up your time. Mini retirements are better than deferred life plan. Here's a radical thought. Why wait until you're 65 to start enjoying your life? The traditional deferred life plan says you should work hard now so you can retire comfortably later. But the new rich reject this idea completely. Instead, they embrace the concept of mini retirements. This means taking extended breaks throughout your life to travel, learn, and explore. Imagine spending 3 months backpacking in Europe or learning to surf in Costa Rica, not when you're 65, but in your 20s or 30s, while you're still young and full of energy. Life is unpredictable. Waiting for retirement might mean you miss out on some of the best years of your life. Why not take the trip now and figure out the logistics later? The power of automation. Automation isn't just for tech geniuses. It's for anyone who values their time. Ferriss teaches that one of the keys to freedom is creating systems that work for you, even when you're not actively involved. Ryan Reynolds. You probably know him as Deadpool, but did you know he's also a brilliant businessman? Reynolds co-owns several companies, including Aviation Gin and Mint Mobile, and he doesn't run them by working 80-hour weeks. Instead, he leverages automation and delegation. For instance, when Mint Mobile launched a new campaign, Reynolds didn't micromanage every detail. Instead, he trusted his team and automated much of the marketing process through pre-scheduled content, email campaigns, and data-driven customer insights. This allowed him to stay focused on the bigger picture, like creating hilarious ads that only he could deliver. Redefining failure. Most people fear failure, but Tim Ferriss asks, what's the worst that could happen if you fail? The answer's usually not as bad as you think. Take J.K. Rowling. Before Harry Potter became a global phenomenon, Rowling faced rejection from 12 publishers. She was broke, a single mother, and struggling to make ends meet. But instead of giving up, she kept submitting her manuscript. Eventually, a small publisher gave her a chance, and the rest is history. Rowling once said, "Failure meant a stripping away of the inessential. It gave me the freedom to focus on what truly mattered." Her persistence turned failure into the foundation of her success. The lesson: failure isn't the end, it's a redirection. Don't let the fear of it hold you back. Focus on strengths, not weaknesses. Have you ever been told to work on your weaknesses? Ferriss flips this advice on its head. He says you should focus on your strengths instead. If you're naturally good at something, double down on it and find ways to leverage it for success. Think about it. Some of the most successful people in the world aren't great at everything. They're just exceptionally good at a few things. Elon Musk isn't trying to be a world-class chef, and Serena Williams isn't dabbling in coding. They stick to their lanes, and it works. Money isn't everything. Money alone won't make you happy. It's just a tool, a way to help you create the life you truly want. Zendaya, for example, has used her wealth not to chase material things, but to prioritize her mental health, meaningful relationships, and impactful projects. She focuses on roles that challenge her and align with her values, showing that true wealth is about freedom and purpose, not possessions. Tim Ferriss echoes this in the 4-Hour Workweek. For him, money wasn't about luxury, but about gaining control over his time and location. He realized that earning less but living with freedom was far more fulfilling. Ask yourself, what do you want money to do for you? Is it about buying things or creating a life you love? True wealth isn't in numbers. It's in the freedom and happiness they enable. Use money as the tool it's meant to be. Take the first step now. The hardest part of any journey is getting started. It's easy to get stuck in planning mode, waiting for everything to be perfect. But Ferriss insists that taking imperfect action is better than waiting for perfection. Here's a practical tip. Think of one small step you can take today toward your goal. Want to start an online store? Register your domain name. Thinking about launching a YouTube channel? Record your first video on your phone. The key is to do something, anything, that moves you forward. Your life, your rules. At the end of the day, Ferriss's philosophy boils down to one powerful idea. You get to define your version of success. Forget what society says about working 40 hours a week, climbing the corporate ladder, or retiring at 65. You have the power to design a life that works for you, whether that means traveling the world, starting a passion project, or simply having more time with your family. So, which of these lessons speaks to you the most? Let me know in the comments, and if you're ready to take control of your life, don't wait. The first step is right in front of you. And remember, life's too short to wait for someday. Subscribe now and explore more videos from our channel that'll inspire you to take control and start building the life you deserve.